Are the Thunder, in your mind, still invincible? Meaning, do you still think that they can run through the West?
I
I'm not
never.
gonna say the league, but like as far as like what they look like in the beginning of the season was a oiled machine, and they were a team that did not have
Mm-hmm.
championship hangover.
Mm-hmm.
And particularly now, all of that talk about the records kind of out of the window. Okay, we make sure we take care of our guys, if you know what I mean. Just make sure they're healthy and ready to go in the second part of the season. I think we're going to see that old OKC Thunder on the back half of the season.
I don't think the noise got to them in the beginning when they was on that run,
Of
because it was a
course.
crazy run. I just think they gassed out. I think they gassed out. I think, guys got tired. You had guys in and out of the lineup. And
But they
then
were still winning with guys coming in and out of the lineup.
they
I just
were.
felt like there's some
They
other
were.
teams that are very good this year. Like Denver got better. Wemby coming back with San
Well,
Antonio got better.
I always felt anyway, Denver was my team.
Out of
Regardless of what OKC was doing, looking phenomenal in the beginnings, I was always a Denver guy because I think Jokic is the best player in the league. Tim Hardaway Jr. and
that Tar Heel,
who?
Cam Johnson,
And what was the other one that
Bruce Brown.
Mm-hmm. I thought the addition of those guys and Valanciunas.
Yes.
I thought the addition
That's
of
four.
those four guys with that team. I'm like, I looked at how they played OKC last year, taking them to 7 games, and then you add it, and Tim Hardaway Jr. this year, bro.
He understands his role.
Whoa.
That is a role to have.
Whoa. He looks different this year.
I think he's in the top 20 in
He
threes,
looks
1900.
different
Somewhere
this
in there.
year.
I just saw that.
Peyton Watson has figured it out. He's coming along.
Yes.
Christian hasn't really played a lot this year.
Aaron Gordon
has been in and out. I'm looking at Denver like, bro, they got it.
So we possibly can see OKC Denver again going 7 with a photo finish.
Yeah. I can see that happening.
I'm not mad at it.
I would love to see that happen.
Does Cade Cunningham and the Detroit Pistons have enough?
No. To win a chip? No.
To come out of the East?
Yeah. I think the East is wide open.
For sure.
I think the East is wide. I think the Celtics will come out of the East. I think the Knicks can come out of the East.
So let's put it this. So what we're saying is it's all about the matchups.
It's all about the matchups.
And so
about matchups.
For you fans of those teams, you're going to have to understand, they probably won't say this out in public. You're going to attest to this. I know when I say this. They probably won't say this out in public. But your team will be strategically placing themselves where they need to be after All-Star break for matchups. So don't get your panties in a bunch when you see your team doing something crazy for position. They may not say it, but trust me, because the East is wide open, they want to give themselves the best possible chance to come out of the East.
Sure.
You don't want to play the Raptors in the first round.
You don't want to listen who you don't.
You don't want to play Boston in the first round.
Philly.
You don't want to play Philly in the first round.
Philly, bro. Philly is the scariest team because they have an MVP in Joel Embiid who's averaging 30,
and
who's
it's not even his team anymore.
Who's moving well, and he got a point guard that's averaging 30, and then he got a vet that's on a little 25-game hiatus right now that's going to come back fresh. It's going to be 10 games left. He get them 10 games on his belt going into the playoff. If Joel Embiid, bro, is healthy and he's able to, change from defense to offense with no hesitations, no limitations.
Andre Drummond's going to play a huge role in the last part of the season.
Defensive rebounds. That's all you got.
I'm saying is in minutes. If he can give him something, because when Joel was out, he was averaging a double-double. He was one of the tops in offensive, in rebounding. So he's going to play a huge role in what you said, keeping Joel healthy. And then now VJ, now he just goes about it, be an athlete, defend, run the floor, get to the bucket, do all, just play the game, and then learn.
Effort.
And then you have Eric Gordon, dare I say that, he's a guy who can get you a bucket when you need it.
Shots.
That's it. Like, they have a lot, man.
Yeah.
Another team that's doing great things, got to give some love to the Charlotte Hornets. You talked about Con Knipple. They've been playing great basketball.
Yes.
A lot has been said about LaMelo Ball. Is when he plays, is he playing for stats or whatever? Right now, he is playing great basketball, and he has guys as following suit. So we got to show some love to him. And Brandon Miller's been dunking on people.
Yes.
He's been taking bodies game by game, as well as Miles Bridges.
I love to see young players figure it out. And a lot what helps with that is when you get some quality wins under your belt, like
It
that
changes,
builds the team morale. That builds confidence, and you start to like collectively believe y'all got something here.
Yeah.
And when you beat the Rockets, you beat the Denver Nuggets, they just beat San Antonio. Hey man, look out for the. I'm not saying it's gonna be this year. I'm not gonna say it, but I if they keep some of this core group together and they continue to grow, I think we'll be looking at them. They might be a play-in team this year.
This is what I was gonna say. We're hearing some people, shall remain nameless, but there's people out there in the media world saying that not play-in, they will make the playoffs. That's how confident they feel in the Charlotte Hornets.
Wow.
Right now.
I ain't going that far.
They'll be in the top
this
six.
year.
They're saying top six.
This year?
That's what there's people saying that. That's how much belief they have in how they're playing. Now, can they sustain that the back end of leading up to All-Star? It's leading up to All-Star, kind of that's when you get hurt.
Because some people turn that switch off.
They turn that switch off. And then coming back from All-Star, are you as focused like you were prior to All-Star? That's when teams kind of either gain ground or the ship sails backwards.
That'll tell me, how you approach, how you come out of All-Star Weekend and what you do in that first couple weeks will tell me everything.
Yeah, because that's now where everybody's jockeying for position.
Yeah.
That brings me to the New York Knicks. Why are you laughing?
Because of that clip.
So that's what I was going to say, We were talking about this, the big matchup, the Lakers were coming to play the Knicks, and we were talking about the stars coming in, and you mentioned Luka, and then you said Jalen Brunson, and you said Bron, and you guys. But I had sat there and listened to you guys give Karl Anthony Towns a hard time for where he was playing, and then all of a sudden you said the stars are coming in, they're playing great, and then you said, Cat, and I was like, oh, and the zoom in on me was crazy. And it looked like it was a hate on Cat more so than it was. I was just like,
that internet is a fool, man.
It's crazy because I'm sitting there, I'm listening, like, Melo talking, saying what he's saying, and all of a sudden he's like, Cat. I was like, what? You? Okay, keep it moving. And the zoom in on me. It's crazy. Lastly, before we move on, Mavs and the Spurs play each other, and I don't want to go the compare route more so than the future is bright in the NBA. Cooper Flagg now figuring it out. Obviously, Wemby is ascending. I want to touch on something that I got a chance to cover the Nets-Mavs game in Dallas, and got a chance to ask J. Kidd a question. I knew the answer to it, but it was about J. Kidd playing Cooper at the point guard, and he's now actually come out and like, I know what I'm doing. I played it, and I loved it. I loved it because I know J. Kidd. We know him. You've had, your admiration for J. Kidd wanting to play for him, and I know how he thinks and what the big picture. And I think I think we both agree with this. Like what he's doing with Cooper, I love the fact because he's teaching him how to be that go-to guy late in games in the future. When we need a bucket, I'm putting the ball in my guy's hands. Which he's kind of having, and I know that's where the question came from. He had a big game and had a couple of turnovers late in the game. But that does not mean, like, I feel like being in these situations, failing now, is going to help him later. And y'all people who talk that junk about what J. Kidd doing, I think you're going to eat your words. Because now J. Kidd is getting Cooper comfortable with having the ball in his hands, making plays. A la like a Luka. He sees that potential to where he can be a playmaker and get his own bucket. And I think once his internal clock, this as a go-to player and at the end of the game, once his internal clock tends to slow down a little bit and he's a little more patient in crunch time situations, all that noise that they're talking about is going to go away because he now feels comfortable at the point guard position, getting off the ball. He now sees where he can go. But late game, it changes again.
Yeah.
As a go-to player. Would you agree with that?
I do. Yeah, I think he got all the tools, all the skills. And J. Kidd was a genius putting that ball in
I
his
love
hands.
it.
He was a genius putting the ball in his hand because it sped up his progress. And it's it's making him think on the go. He's going through some turbulent times, but it's making him figure those things out. Decision making is getting better.
Yeah.
Everything is just going to get better. He's going to go through.
He's tapping into his overall game.
He's going to go through it this year where he's going to have some games where it's bad decision making at the end of the games, but it's
on film now for him to see it.
It's going to be on film. He goes back. He's going to learn from those mistakes and knows what to do. And that's when I look at him. He's always trying to get to the basket, like to close to winning the game or a last second shot or something like that. He's going to learn how to create space, closing out games, whether it's at the top of the key, whether it's mid post, whether it's elbow. Like he's going to get so comfortable and so familiar with certain spots and knowing how to close that out off the dribble instead of trying to get all the way to the basket. And it's just a maturity thing and just going through this his rookie year, learning, going back, watching film with a great basketball mind and J. Kidd who's going to teach him these things. And next year, to have a guy like Kyrie next to you, where that pressure might not even be on you, because that's what Kyrie is really great at. So I could see him playing a role like Luka, Bron, to Kyrie.
And I also think, and it is just like understanding or a figuring out process for J. Kidd. Like, okay, right now he's not comfortable getting to a 1-2 pull-up to win games because he feels like I got to get all the way. So now maybe I think P.J. Washington was in that 45 cut, the slot area. We move him out to give him more space to be athletic. Yeah. So you just find different positions or situations for him to succeed. But I encourage him. Hey, brother. I mean, I'm sure knowing J. Kidd, he's going to say, hey, man, shoot the damn ball. Mm-hmm. Be aggressive. Like, figure it out. Fail. And he's going to learn that.
Yeah,
so it's just like,
he'll get it.
Same thing with Wemby. His rookie year, everybody was like, oh, man, he's not this. Man, he was with the best coach. He was with Pop. Mm-hmm. Pop's like, bump that. Mm-hmm. We're going to get to everything. We're going to learn how to play this game, and I'm going to let you fly.
Yeah.
And look at him now.
Wemby couldn't have been with a better player, a better coach.
I was like, that was the best pick for him, like the best position for him to be in.
And honestly speaking, Cooper lucked up with J. Kidd.
100%.
He lucked up with J. Kidd because that's genius move, putting the ball in his hands.